little fox.
Creatures of the night. The sun sets. Wolves howl at the rising moon. Owls' hoots echo through the night. Bats swoop through the darkness on silent wings. These creatures of the night are the stuff of spooky legends and scary movies. But is there any truth to the legends surrounding these animals? Long ago, it was frightening to hear wolves howling at night. Wolves were seen as dangerous beasts, and people who did horrible things were thought of as beasts. So legends arose of werewolves, people who turned into wolf-like beasts during a full moon. These werewolves had sharp fangs and claws and hairy bodies. They remained vicious beasts until the sun rose, when they returned to their human forms and personalities. Today we know that werewolves aren't real. We also know that wolves don't howl at night to be scary. Wolves are nocturnal, so they're awake at night. They howl to communicate with their pack or stake out territory. Pointing their noses toward the sky helps their sounds carry for a long distance, 9 to 16 kilometers. Despite the legends, wolves don't howl more during full moons. People were just more likely to see wolves under the light of a full moon. The hoot of the owl also struck terror in people long ago. As with wolves, spooky legends arose about these mysterious nighttime creatures. In some legends, witches turned into owls at night. Many cultures saw owls as a symbol of death. In Europe, for example, people believed that an owl nearby meant someone would die. When they heard the owl hoot, they hoped its big shiny eyes were not watching them. Luckily, owls don't hoot at night as messengers of doom. Owls, like wolves, are nocturnal. They hoot to communicate with other owls. They may hoot to claim territory, or talk to a mate or their chicks. Sometimes their hoots are warnings, but these aren't warnings of death. These warning hoots let other owls know there are people nearby. Why do owls have such large eyes that glow in the darkness? Since owls hunt at night, their eyes help them see. Owls can also turn their necks so they can see backwards. This helps them silently track their prey. Another creature of legend is the vampire bat, the strange flying mammal that sucks blood. Surprisingly, legends about vampires didn't come from vampire bats. People from ancient Egypt, Tibet, and Rome had stories about vampires who sucked blood. Much later, European explorers discovered bats in Mexico and Central America that lived off blood. They named these bats vampire bats after the legendary creatures. The legend about human vampires turning into vampire bats began even later. That legend is from Dracula, the famous horror novel. The character Dracula could turn into a bat and fly through the night. But unlike vampires from legends, vampire bats don't really suck blood. Vampire bats usually approach their targets from the ground. They use their sharp teeth to pierce the skin of their prey. Then they drink the flowing blood using their tongues. They don't kill their victims or turn them into vampires. And vampire bats rarely prey on humans. They usually feed on cattle and horses. People have always tried to explain the unknown. Legends help to explain mysterious things that people encounter. Now we know that some legends aren't true, but people still enjoy a good scary story. When the moon rises, filling the night with shadows, it's fun to pretend legends are real.